Welcome back to News Insight. INEC, the umpire body of Nigerian electoral system, whether they've been leapfrogging or I don't really know what to call them. We can't score them like 30-40% in electoral conduct in Nigeria. And we don't always know where the money we give them is allocated to. Now, they are saying that 40 billion naira was allocated to them, but they say it won't be enough, that they need 126 billion naira in 2025. Outrageous.
Yeah, if you want to do business or you want to go into any venture, you do a kind of analysis. It can be maybe feasibility studies or one thing. Nigerians are beginning to ask questions. And in those feasibility studies, you're going to check the benefits of what you're going to get from what you want to do and the cost. Some call it cost-benefit analysis. Okay. When you do that, you are going to inform yourself, can I afford this? Nigerians are beginning to ask, can we afford this kind of democracy where we put so much money in INEC and get 30 results or no results? Can we afford a democracy where we pay so much to INEC to conduct election, but we can't speak freely? We are not sure of our freedom of speech. We are not sure if we say anything, what happens to us after saying that? Can we continue to pay so much? Can we afford this? Pay so much to get INEC officials to be rich and to get them to favor their cronies. And at the end, we'll have an election that the result will not be the prerogative of the people's vote.
I will be telling us to go to court.
Can we afford this? At the end of the day, their results will almost go to court. And when we go to court, we are also not able to afford the judges. Because the judges are not giving judgment based on what the field report is. It is based on who has highest money. Can we really afford this kind of democracy? We are going to ask ourselves some honest questions. Can Nigeria afford this? I mean, what is the benefit to the cost? Is it something that we want to do? Because at the end of the day, what is mopping so much money and the results are not in any way in tandem with the investment we are putting into this INEC. Mind you, this year, 2025, there is no general election. I think there are about 21 by-elections. Yes. There is no general election and Anambra gubernatorial election. There is no general election.
The Ondo's own and Edo's own, I think, got about 11.6 billion.
Now, the question is, if we have to, let us even say, they are rejecting 40 billion, they are demanding 126 billion. Let us even say it's justifiably so in terms of expenses. But the results we are getting,
does it
worth the investment? INEC should search their soul. The results they are giving to Nigeria, does it worth this investment? If Mahmoud is the owner of 126 billion and I ask him to invest it into this year's election, the result Mahmoud will turn out at the end of this year, will it be what he would want to invest in if this money belongs to him? They should ask themselves questions. Nigeria cannot continue to spend so much and get nothing out of it.
Do you think Nigeria should be asking more questions? Because most of the time, it looks as if we are docile.
Yes, Nigeria need to ask more questions. I listened to his analysis. Very impressive. In addition to what he has said in respect to this INEC, if you remember, before we go into the 2023 general election, INEC in their budget, they budgeted for by-elections. INEC is coming back to us in 2025 because they have not conducted those by-elections. That they have about 21 constituency by-elections to be conducted.
For House of Representatives.
Which we have budgeted for and money given to them. Because when INEC is going to general election, the budget is all encompassing. So the question, to add to his question, the question will ask INEC, what happened to the budget of the 2023 general election, which encompasses your by-elections? Because there are provisions for contingency that some election will fail, they will go to court and nullify it. So the budget encompasses all those. What happened to those monies? 40 billion naira for running costs. INEC is saying is not enough. And Nigeria is owing. They back, right, left, center. Nigeria is owing. INEC, remember that it was only the budgetary allocation that INEC has. There's other money that comes to INEC from international bodies. So Mahmoud, remember that Mahmoud is leaving this year. At the end of this year, his tenure will come to an end. So this is the last enrichment. Or what is it telling us? The question to be asked, like he asked, all the time Mahmoud has conducted election, what are the results we have? After election, we should go to court and spend more money. The government will spend money, the taxpayers' money. Those who participate in the election will spend more money. INEC will spend more money because INEC will also hire lawyers.
Yes, because it will be party to the suit.
Exactly. So what happened to my question, the sole question I have for INEC, when you were budgeting for the election, you budgeted for by-elections. What happened to those monies?
I saw a comment by the representative of the FCT Senatorial District, Ireti Kingibe, not even trying to go into what INEC needs to do. She said INEC needs the money, they need to give them. That was so
evasive.
Yes, and labor
very sensitive on Nigerian, the plight of Nigerians.
Yes. I thought it should have been different.
Do you know that our result is becoming so tardy to the point that certain Nigerians are saying, why don't just anoint a king?
Exactly.
Is
So
that bad?
It's a monarchical
We
system.
fought for this democracy. Almost everybody.
No, the sad aspect is that the person that won on the cry and the platform of the people, the Labour
for
Party,
a change.
at that election,
Yes.
is the one
That is-
championing
yes.
that the taxpayers' money
It should be
to be going
spent-
to give it to either for no just cause. Is he trying to buy his seat for the next election?
Exactly.
I don't understand.
You know, we had a guest in the studio the last time of voting
Yes,
arena,
yes.
the person of High Chief Peter Ame,
Yeah.
who said and also noticed that those who won the election under the shoulder of Peter B
Yeah.
from the people,
They've all
they do not believe that the people can still give them that election. They are now trying to go back to
patronize
the old APC PDP way, the old rejected ways. They are now trying to share money in National Assembly. They are now trying to take cars in every budget. They are now trying to do the same thing that angered the people that made them to vote them in.
change.
It is unfortunate that
someone like Ireti Kingibe, how would he ever have come?
how would she have won Abuja?
Yes, Abuja election.
How?
And she's the one saying that INEC needs the money for what?
Is that the result of the way
Because
of
like
change?
he said, there's no general election for 2025. The Anambra election is long budgeted for. So what is the election that they are conducting? The 21 constituency by-election is...
We are by-elections from the general election,
exactly.
and there were always budget for by-elections in the general election year.
What is he saying that the INEC need the money for? To pay salary or to do what?
No, INEC actually cited that minimum wage are one of those that are going to drive, because always going to let people know that minimum wage that is increased will also drive up
their bill.
But the question is the result you are giving to us. If I am to spend that money, when I look at that result, will I go for it? Because it's high time we begin to look at government money like our money.
He's saying that INEC said, the minimum wage has brought that up the money. In budgeting for that 40 billion, I am very, very sure
it was accommodated.
Yes. So it's not an excuse at all.
Yes, they just want to defrog it.
It's not an excuse. The people who midwife the budget is aware of the increment in the salary of workers. And it is put into consideration why they were budgeting for INEC.
Nana, look at what could anger you. This cosmetic defense from the committee.
Yes.
Very cosmetic. You are presenting 40. Somebody is demanding 126. There is no drive room to say, okay, let's see how it goes to 60, 70, 80.
That's
just okay. Don't worry. Your 26 will be
That's more than 200 and something
percentage.
Your 126 billion will be approved.
It should be given to them.
So what was the basis of 40 billion then?
Exactly.
What was the basis of 40 billion?
Exactly.
If I walk into your price to buy a goose, you tell me 126 billion. I say I will pay you 40 billion. You understand?
Yeah.
You accept. I will query it since I'm a client. You understand? I will query it. Why did you tell me 126 billion in the first place? There's no middle ground at all. So also will it be If I say that the least I'm going to pay you in this course is 40 billion, then you say you must take 126 billion. I say, okay, go ahead, take the 126 billion. I'll be fired if I'm a manager negotiating for my company. If I'm to render, you have to render services to us. And we say we have checked it, we have looked at it, you need 40 billion to do the work. And at the end, they say it's 126 billion. And I didn't know middle ground, no further negotiation.
No negotiation. No,
I was okay. You
no
will
resistance.
You will get the 126 billion. I will not go to my company.
And
I say,
I report to them.
They will fire me.
Then they will come back to Nigeria and report
That committee is cosmetic.
So it's time we start treating the Nigerian state as a business.
As your personal money. Because when you treat it like your personal money, you won't waste it. If you treat it like your personal money, I'm certain all these people budgeting billions of money to buy bulletproof tires. If it is their personal money from their sweat, they are not going to do that. They will stay away from crime. They will stay away from problems that will make them even need the bulletproof tires. They will rather put the money into security, where no man will be scared to go around by bulletproof tires.
Mind you, this money they budgeted, they never use it for what they are budgeted for. So when you say they will stop, they budget it so that they can, appropriate it to their private pockets.
Nigeria needs roads that buy bulletproof tires. Nigeria needs railway system to connect the north, east, and south. We are talking of unity of Nigeria. How do you unify Nigeria? You have to first of all ensure that we are interconnected. Yeah. You have a rail from Kano to Port Harcourt. You have a rail from Lagos to Abuja. Yeah. You have a rail from Meduguri down to Abuja. You have a road from Mina straight to Jega or straight to Birnin Kebbi. You have these connections. We are not doing all this, but we want one Nigeria. Wow! By buying bulletproof tires, by spending 9.4 billion on budget. And now another one is coming here. INEC, without a general election, just 21 by-elections and Anambra elections, you are called for 126 billion. You want one Nigeria? How? They'll give you all this money at the end. People will go to America to buy land and buy houses and do all that.
Waste money.
Our schools are here. You are not going to make it right. What they are doing to us, do they think they are going to really benefit from it? None of us, even white power is transient. Life itself is even more transient.
Yes.
Exactly. They should ask themselves questions.
Well, life is transient, power is transient, but the country Nigeria remains. And we will leave Nigeria a better country than we met it. Elections will come one day. We must stand with our voters' card and make sure these people doesn't come back. And we must call INEC to question. On News Insight, this is what we do. We'll be right back.